All right, it's time to get the picks here. The Bills are favored in this one by 2. I will start things off. I am going with the Bills. They took an L to the Washington football team, who is a better football team than we expected from earlier in the season, but not that great of a team. The Bills are a legit good team, and I do think the Steelers are going to have trouble with them and down the stretch. I mean, to be honest, when they were undefeated, I don't think any of us looked at the Steelers and thought they are truly going to run the table. This will be a big test, and they have more coming up through the rest of the season. What do you got, Cynthia?
Much like that big bow that Mercedes-Benz puts on their cars, Greg gave that big bow to Washington last week. However, this week it is one of my finest. There's a gold, lighted up in gold below me. This one, I have the Steelers avenging that big bow that Greg gave them in this matchup. I think the interesting part here is that it comes down to the passing game for Ben Roethlisberger that's going to be better than expected.
I know. Who's giving cars for Christmas? I'm not sure if I'm getting anything for y'all. Like this is it. Here's what I'm gonna give to you, Hawk. I'm gonna give another game loss for you because I'm going Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm on the right side of history here with Cynthia. You know, Josh Allen looks great every week, but he hasn't faced a lot of pressure. And this Pittsburgh team, I think, can apply the pressure. The Bills' offensive line is not great, and I guess this means it's a lone Hawk. You're flying solo on this one, Hawk. Listen to that.
I'll take it.
We got sound effects now for the Lone Hawk flying solo. All right, what game is next? I love it. AFC North, December. These two teams, they broke Cleveland's heart, and they're going to break it again. I got the Ravens winning this game by 3 points. They're favored by 2. I hate to say it that it comes back to Baker because we were like, hey, can you have a big-time game where you prove it against a good team, and then he puts up 38 in the first half, and that's not enough. But it was a lot of first reads, a lot of wide-open receivers, not a lot of pressure. I'm not sure he's going to have all of that this week. I like the Ravens a little bit more. What about you, Cynthia?
Well, we are again twinning on this one. I, too, have a 3-point win for the Ravens in this matchup. It really comes down to that Ravens defense for me. I think they're just too strong. Marlon Humphrey is a little bit underrated. I don't think we talk enough about Marlon Humphrey. So in addition to a Buda Baker show, this is also a Marlon Humphrey show.
You love using the Buda Baker. You know what? Drop the sound right now, please, because
oh no,
your boy is going Lone Hawk. And I'm flying solo. I'm going with the Browns in this one. You could say it's biased, but I honestly don't think so. I think the Browns are in revenge mode. You've seen what they did to the Titans, avenging that beatdown they got from a year ago. Now it's the Ravens' turn. They're going to run it down their throat, and the Browns are going to come away with the W. Right, the Bucs are favored in this one by 6.5 points. I am going with the Bucs. There is a reason why they're favored that much. This is a better overall team. I hope Tom Brady kind of continues along the good Tom Brady we've seen from the year because he has been spotty. If not, there could be some surprises as well. What do you got, Cynthia?
So I have a 6-point win for Tampa Bay. You got to tune in on Sunday to see if that gets bigger or if it stays the same. The interesting part here, Chris Godwin had some pins removed in his hand. So if you're playing fantasy, just be careful with that matchup there. I actually think this is going to be the first Antonio Brown touchdown week.
Ooh, I like that. And I have a score that might reflect that. A big-time Bucs 8-point victory with a lot of points. I don't feel great about it. My head says they're a much better team. Just on paper, they look like it. I feel like they're either going to beat the next 4 teams by about 20 points each week and roll into the playoffs, or they're going to totally collapse. This week will tell us, but I'm feeling like the Bucs are the better team.
Yeah, I think we go to picks here. I'm going with the Saints. The Saints are favored by 6.5. What I will say is I've always wondered if Sean Payton is doing the thing where he doesn't want to play Jameis because he doesn't want him to play well and then lose him after a 1-year deal like he did Teddy B. So maybe the guy's playing chess. Regardless, I'm going with the Saints. This defense is too legit. Cynthia, what do you got?
I have the Saints winning this one. The interesting part here is maybe you're right. Maybe you're onto something there, except maybe he's saving Jameis Winston for like the playoffs and we don't know what's good there yet. I love a good Sean Payton conspiracy theory on this one, but ultimately for me, the Saints defense is just too much. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts, not going to be your first win in the NFL yet. Not yet.
Yeah, you guys are crazy. I have the Saints winning this game comfortably, going away because the Eagles' offense is a dog no matter who's at quarterback. But Sean Payton's not sitting Jameis Winston. He's trying to get a number 1 seed. He's trying to get a second Super Bowl. He thinks Taysom Hill is the best way to do that. And so far, so good. Totally agree. The Giants, I'm surprised that they are underdogs in this game by 2.5 points. But not in my house. I have them winning by 6. I love this Giants team. This is from the same man who told you the Washington football team was going to win last week. This is my upset pick of the week. I love this defense. They're playing cohesively. They're like kind of remind me of a Patriots defense. As the season goes along, they play better and better because it's all about communication. It's all about 11 guys playing as one, and I think they throttle the Cardinals this week. And Cynthia, your boy Buda Baker, who you must have mentioned, I feel like every single week on this show.
I mean, who doesn't like to talk about a safety that no one talks about? Me. That's what we do here. That's the in-depth analysis you get on Game Day View. You're also going to see the Cardinals win by 3 points, 25-22 in this matchup. Ooh, I do like Blake Martinez coming back for the Giants, so be careful of that if you're looking for fantasy purposes and trying to be tricky with a wide receiver. Just go DeAndre Hopkins and be happy with it.
I love it, Cynthia. When we're aligned, it makes me feel fuzzy inside because I'm going with the Cardinals. Greg is going Lone Rose. But we don't have a sound effect because roses don't make sound. Chiefs are favored by 7. We're going right to picks here. I'm going with the Chiefs, but I am on the lookout for how Tyreek Hill matches up against Xavier Howard. Howard has been balling all year. Obviously, Tyreek Hill is one of the most, if not the most dynamic receiver in the league. So that's a matchup to look out for. Also, the Dolphins team, trust me, they're going to fight for a coach who is ready to go on the field and throw down for them. So the Chiefs could be on upset alert here. What do you got, Cynthia?
I have a 6-point win for the Chiefs. I also have personal stories because I went to BC with Brian Flores. I've seen that. You know, there was a bar called Marianne's. You can Google that later. Not directed at me, always in favor of me, just so we're clear on that one. But I also want to compliment your pick of Tyreek Hill versus Xavier Howard. The corners for the Dolphins, they're top 5 best at making quarterbacks not be able to have their first read. So I measured like a billion years, 8 years of past seasons when a quarterback has to go to their second read, deeper in their projection, or third read. And the Dolphins this season, they rank top 5 in the NFL at forcing quarterbacks to not be able to make their first read.
Xavier,
Wow.
I'd give Xavier Howard the All-Pro team right now. The Defensive Player of the Year stuff they're trying to sell, that's a little too rich for my blood. I am taking the Chiefs in this game also by 6 points. So Cynthia and I, very similar score here. One of the reasons I like the Dolphins to keep it close is Tua Tagovailoa. In the second half of last week's game, they ran a lot of up-tempo plays. I thought it was the best half of football he's played yet. Really accurate, really decisive, some empty formations. Love the creativity. And a team as good defensively as the Dolphins, and Tua playing better against a Chiefs team who hasn't made a short yardage gain in about 3 weeks. I like it to be close. Erica, what is coming up next?
Colts at Raiders. Expect a lot of fake crowd noise so CBS can drown out Rivers and Gruden.
Ooh, I want to hear Rivers and Gruden. Are you kidding me? I know that the Colts are favored in this game by 3. I don't feel great about picking the Colts, but that is what I'm going to do because I don't feel great when I watch the Raiders defense each and every week. A lot of credit's been given to John Gruden, Mike Mayock for what they've done, but really it's the same defense that we've seen all 3 seasons. I've been looking for some progress. I've been squinting. I haven't seen it. You can pick an advanced metric. They all hate the Raiders defense. Cynthia's model doesn't like the Raiders defense. No one likes the Raiders defense. So right now, I just feel like it's going to prevent them from winning. Cynthia, does your model like the defense? I'm just assuming it doesn't.
I mean, you'll see the score here, and you'll agree that the model doesn't like their defense, not one bit. And ultimately, it also is a little leery of what's going on the offense when Derek Carr turns the ball over. We've seen a bunch more pressures. That O-line has been in interesting situations, putting Derek Carr, who had one of the best passer ratings in the entire NFL until a few weeks ago. They're kind of 2 different teams in losses versus wins. And last week, I know they won the game, but that wasn't their best showing. That was kind of an interesting, obviously we all know the story of the Jets and we don't need to go through it again. But ultimately, in that last kind of moment, the reason they got there was because of pressures and turnovers prior to that.
I don't mind going through it again. That was very bad play calling by the coach. But yes, no, I'm going with the Colts on this one because I don't trust the Raiders.
Meme
to
alert.
your point, they didn't play well against the Jets. Yes, we're on meme alert. Notice we're only ever call out meme alert when it's a game that we don't probably feel super confident in. No one ever calls out meme alert when we all pick the Chiefs. So we're definitely on meme alert. All right, we're starting off with quick picks. Washington at the 49ers. The 49ers are favored in this one by 3. I'm going with the 49ers because I love a good revenge narrative. Kyle Shanahan against the Washington organization. You got Mike McDaniel. You got Mike LaFleur. These are guys, Hightower. They want nothing more than to come away with this W. So anything that they lack in roster, they will make up with getting super schematic and staying up late to make sure they're finding ways to win. What do you guys, Cynthia?
Well, I have a light on my face. I can't get it to go away. But I have Niners winning this one 23-22. I want to talk about Raheem Mostert, and I want to talk about his impact on this game and his ability to run for a bunch of yards. If you're looking to see exactly what he's going to do, like put that number and begins with a 7 and 70, something like that. You're going to want to play him in fantasy for sure.
Like that. I like the 49ers this week. I have them winning 24-20. I like their athletic players like Debo and Ayuk and Mostert breaking tackles against this Washington defense. I actually like the way Nick Mullins played a week ago. I know they lost, but you know what, Hawk? He's sneaky athletic. So am I. I'm a Massachusetts State tennis champion, Hawk, so don't sleep. I'm coming after you when it comes to that vertical. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Texans-Bears. The Bears broke my heart last week with that late loss. I could have had a great week picking games. Now the Texans are on the road favored by 1.5. I'm going with Deshaun Watson. It doesn't matter who you put out there with him at wide receiver. You can take them all away. He's still going to be the best quarterback on the field by far. This is about as painful as it gets, Cynthia, for Bears fans watching Deshaun Watson go and play against them.
Yeah, definitely not a. I mean, look, this is a real problem here. Welcome to working from at home, guys, right? Jeez Louise.
I like it. It looks good.
I have the Bears winning, and my model isn't as distracted as I am right now, trying to hold my hand up to shield myself from the light here. And I do think Deshaun Watson will have a great game, but remember, I think that this defense is a big problem for them. I know we've seen them be a bit vulnerable. We don't know how the passing game operates yet. You want to downgrade all of the opportunities for fantasy. You want to keep that number for Deshaun Watson pretty low, lower than you might think. Not crazy low, not bad low, but like not in the top 10 in terms of quarterbacks. Hawk, help me.
Yeah, I know the Bears fans are going to be jumping in my mentions and DMs, but I'm going with the Texans as well. Another revenge game for me. Deshaun Watson is still PO'd that they went with Mitch Trubisky over drafting him, so I'm going with the Texans. Anything this close, I just can't go with the Bears. All right, next up we got the Broncos at the Panthers. The Panthers are favored in this one by 3.5. I'm going with the Panthers. I think they're a better overall team. The Broncos have just been really spotty, although I think they're better than what meets the eye. With this defense, they always got a chance. What do you got, Cynthia?
All right. Well, again, I can't see anything. So I have
sunlight is good for you.
Panthers in this one, 26-20. When I look to see without Christian McCaffrey, it does change things a bit. However, Mike Davis is still in a great situation here, so you're still going to want to play him in fantasy. I love Robbie Anderson to have a big game as well. So Teddy Bridgewater, he's my sneaky daily fantasy play for this week.
Ooh,
Greg?
I like that. I struggled trying to pick this game. I am going to take the Panthers. Like Cynthia, the Panthers have fought through a lot of adversity this season. They've had injuries. They're probably not going to have Christian McCaffrey in this game. They had a lot of guys on the COVID list, but many of them, like Curtis Samuel and Shaq Thompson, are going to be back. So I give them the slightest of edge against another pretty good 4-8 team. As 2 4-8 teams go, these teams are good. Finally, let's go to the Cowboys playing the Bengals. It's Andy Dalton returning to the house that Hawk built. The Cowboys are favored by 3.5. And man, this Bengals team is tough to watch with Brandon Allen. My tip for Brandon Allen is don't scramble around anymore. Even against the Cowboys, it's not working. I'm going to take the Cowboys defense to get it done, win by a field goal. What do you think, Cynthia?
Well, I think that I have the Broncos playing the Bengals in my graphic. So I think the Cowboys are going to somehow beat both the Broncos and the Bengals in this matchup 24-21. I think you can play all the receivers in this game, though. I think it's a CeeDee Lamb. I think it's a T. Higgins. I think you can literally, for fantasy purposes, you're going to want to play all of them. It's a great opportunity. It's to kind of target that T. Higgins and CeeDee Lamb. The rookies are going to have touchdowns. It's It's going to be great. Giovanni Bernard, remember, no Joe Mixon, which means Giovanni Bernard's going to have at least 70 rushing yards in this matchup, too.
Exactly. Play them all. Andy Dalton revenge game. Look at that. Another revenge narrative. I can't wait. Andy's going to block out the haters the way Cynthia is blocking out the Sunlight Cowboys win versus Andy Dalton, the Red Rifles' old team. All right, let's take a look at some more picks here. What we didn't get to, I may be flying solo one more time here.
Ooh, that doesn't go
yes. What do you mean? I typically no, but I feel good about it, which I guess I typically do.
Wait, if you're flying
Falcons,
solo, against a bird though, how can you do that to yourself?
I know.
That's so self-loathing.
Well, if there's anything I know more than anything else, it's the birds. I know birds.
You flew solo a lot last week,
be
and that's how I caught up to second place. Crashed right into the ground.
Hey man, it's a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right.